Alright guys, it's Monday. It's 3:30. I had a cancellation today, and instead of doing the responsible thing and just taking on the next project, I figured I'll just go home. So, I'm here at the bench. I'll get a little bit more time in. On the Blazer, showed everybody the update on that. Geoff came to me in, might have been the Hangout, a Vision, because he's still on the milk carton missing, so I don't know. But he told me I was missing my mirrors, so I put mirrors on there. So, Jeff, if you're out there, problem handled. Still haven't put plates on it, but Brian over at BG asked me about this on my last update, which is a punch and die set. This can be picked up. I got mine off of Amazon, but you can get it off China Freight, either at the store or off their website. I used it to make pulleys for this car and also the rotors. Piece of stock styrene, which is actually just a dealership plate. They give me these by the box at the dealership, so I just cut them up and use them as styrene stock. Real simple to use. There's actually a slot where this goes in. It's made for metal, but since we're mainly working with styrene, it's just easy to use. Jeweler's hammer. Just because I'm working with plastic, I usually try to keep small tools. If you use a regular hammer, it'll probably go through a lot quicker than that. But it makes your circles. The smaller holes, of course, there's 9 different sizes in there. I don't know if I can get it apart. Your smaller holes, you can do anywhere from a 1 inch, I think it's 1 inch, or 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, which actually these two, the 5/8, 3/4, can be used as a center for the wheels if you're just making simple smoothies or something like that. The smaller ones can be used, of course, for your pulleys. I actually did the pulleys. Jeff layers them. He makes one smaller one to put in between them, or 2 smaller ones depending on how wide you want it, and then of course one for the back, and then they can be painted. I actually drilled out the centers and just used round tubing or styrene and put one on each end and ran a black rubber band as my fan belt. I don't know how well that'll zoom in, but I guess I'll show that a little better when I do the update on that. I also did just punch some out of aluminum, which I'm going to try to mark these and do some drilled rotors. I'm getting a little fancier, but I just punched a couple out of aluminum, which is simply just out of a can. Took a monster can, cut it. So if you want aluminum, it punches right through that too. Like I said, you can use a little heavier hammer, but this up here is acrylic, so if you miss and hit this too hard, it might break. Alright, on to the next thing. What other projects do I have going on? I printed this out, which is not your typical Mary bust. More of a, I think that's called Terminator Mary. So I'm actually going to put a coat of primer on that. Do it black with a metal face, or the skull look face. And also today in the mail, I got some packages. So we're going to see what came. It sounds a little loose. This is sent from LJ over at Yamamoto Works. And Joe, you can see I found the clippers. Got myself trimmed up. The little patches that were growing on my head shaved off. So next we just got to get that beard. And we have all kinds of stuff. some miniatures. He's been trying to get me to do more of these miniatures and get me away from painting just cars all the time. These are actually very well detailed for as small as they are. I know he did one of these that looks awesome, so that's going to be a fun one to do. Rust. I know he taught me how to do the rusting on the vehicles. The trays, parts trays, which actually went and bought some since then, but these do come in handy. And an airbrush stand that I have to untape here and put together. And to make my rollback, he found the scale diamond plate styrene stock, so I can get my rollback trailer built. So Joe, looks like everything came safe and sound. I thank you much, sir. And one other one that came today. And this is something I ordered off eBay. I wasn't sure how they would look. Of course, going off the pictures off eBay, you never know. Sometimes you get decent stuff, sometimes it's not so decent. So I took a chance and I bought these things because they said they were the size that I need. Awfully big box for two. These are 1/25th vehicle displays. Says they're made for banks, but I'm hoping they'll work for cars. I've never seen these anywhere. And this is actually pretty neat. So, comes with the gas pump. This is already all pre-painted, which is nice. And look at the box exactly how this is set up. But some tire display stands. And a sign. It's a little crooked, but we can fix that. So we'll take a 1/25th scale car, and that seems to work just right. So nice little display. Found these on there for I believe they're roughly, I think they're $18.99 and $11 to ship them, so I don't think that was bad at all. They had several of them, but it was the first time I seen them, and I figured, what the hell, give it a try. So I got two of these. Same display, just the signage is different. Century Hardware and Trustworthy Gas. So that'll make a neat little display at the show. And doesn't really take much work on my part. So I'll have to get a couple cars painted kind of the same color like they do on the box. Make that work out. Other than that, this video is getting kind of long. I hate long videos because no one seems to watch them all, so I try to keep them short and sweet. If you guys have questions, leave a message. I'll definitely do my best to help you out with anything.